NetApp Certified Storage Installation Engineer, ONTAP NS0-184 exam updated dumps are the best material. Share some updated NS0-184 exam dumps here. 1. You have completed a base installation and system registration of an AFFA 250 system, but you notice that you have one failed drive. Neither unfailing nor reseating the drive help to repair it. You must ensure proper replacement of the failed drive. In this scenario, which two actions should you take? Choose 2. A. Ask the customer to open a technical case with NetApp support. B. Ask the customer for a drive with the same capacity and replace it. C. Run Active IQ Config Advisor to collect all the logs on the system. D. Power off the system until the drive has been replaced. 2. An administrator issued the cluster setup command and configured a 2-node ONTAP 9.8 cluster. In this scenario, which tool would the administrator use to validate the configuration? A. Active IQ Upgrade Advisor. B. Interoperability Matrix Tool. C. NetApp Docs. D. Active IQ Config Advisor. 3. You are deploying an 8-node AFFA 700 by using BES53248 cluster switches. During the installation, you notice that ports higher than 16 are not coming online. You verify that the additional licenses are installed. Which 2 additional steps must be taken to bring the additional ports online? Choose 2. A. Reload the firmware. B. Reload the RCF file. C. Re-enable each port. D. Reload the switch. 4. You are preparing to add a 2-node AFFA 250 system to an existing 4-node AFFA 800 cluster with Cisco Nexus 3232C switches. The cluster switches are currently running the cluster HA RCF. In this scenario, which 2 steps are required to install the AFFA 250 system? Choose 2. A. Load the storage RCF. B. Cable the AFFA 250 nodes to the next free ports on the switch. C. Cable the AFFA 250 nodes to the breakout ports on the switch. D. Load the cluster HA breakout RCF. 5. You are expanding an existing 4-node ONTAP 9.8 cluster with a FAS 8300 HA pair by adding a new FAS 500F HA pair. Before the expansion, you are asked to save the configuration of the cluster to a backup file. In this scenario, which 2 ONTAP configuration backup methods are available? Choose 2. A. Storage VM. B. Node. C. Cluster. D. Switch. 6. You have added 2 new AFFA 250 nodes to an existing 4-node cluster with NetApp CN1610 cluster network switches. Although the nodes can join the cluster, the storage failover show command output shows that the NVRAM log is not synchronized, and it cannot reach the partner over an HA interconnect. In this scenario, which 2 statements are true? Choose 2. A. The AFFA 250 requires switches with 40 GBE port support. B. The AFFA 250 uses different ports for the cluster and the HA interconnect. C. The AFFA 250 requires switches with 25 GBE port support. D. The AFFA 250 uses the same port for the cluster and the HA interconnect. 7. You completed a 2-node AFFA 700 installation according to the poster. You run the disk show fields owner command and notice that all drives are assigned to node 1. In this scenario, which tool would you use to access documentation and guidelines to solve the issue? A. Active IQ Unified Manager. B. Active IQ1 Collect. C. Net2. D. NetApp Docs. 8. Which two statements are true about the LIFs that are used for a cluster-peer relationship? Choose 2. A. The MTU size must be set to 9,000 bytes on all the LIFs used for the cluster peering. B. The LIFs must use the default intercluster service policy. C. The LIFs must be in dedicated broadcast domains and IP spaces. D. At least one leaf per node is required on each cluster. 9. Which command would be used to measure the throughput and latency of traffic between nodes? A. Co-statistics workload performance show. B. Cluster ping cluster. C. Network test path. D. Statistics node show. 10. Your customer plans to expand a 2-node FAS2750 switched cluster with 2 new controllers. In this scenario, which 2 prerequisites should you examine in advance? Choose 2. A. Verify that the hard drives of the new controllers are compatible with the old controllers. B. Verify that the existing cluster has a minimum 10 GB of free space for root volumes. C. Verify that the existing switches support the additional controllers. D. Verify that the platform of the new controllers can be mixed with the cluster's existing controllers.